Shots are being fired inside the Capitol chamber.
Coming up on WMBD News at noon, the U.S. Capitol under siege by President Trump's supporters. The impact that violence is having across the country. Also, can an employer require you to take the COVID-19 vaccine? We'll hear from one legal expert on that matter.
The salads we're making today will certainly shake things up. Join us as we show you how this new trend is stacking up.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Shelby Roberts. First this afternoon, we've got our top story for you. Terrifying images are still filing in from Washington, D.C. The impact of yesterday's deadly attack on the U.S. Capitol by a mob of President Trump supporters. It's now still being felt. The rioters supporting Trump's false claims that he won the presidential election. CBS's Deborah Alfarone shows the effects of that insurrection.
The FBI is asking for help finding those behind Wednesday's assault at the Capitol. The agency set up a website for people to upload photos and videos of rioters who smashed their way into the building.
The government did this to us. We were normal, good, law-abiding citizens, and you guys did this to us.
Some pro-Trump protesters breached the Senate chamber. One sat at a desk inside Speaker Nancy Pelosi's office, leaving a note saying, "We will not back down."
They don't get to steal it from us.
Police fired at a woman who tried to climb through a window. She later died.
Today, it's quiet here at the Capitol. 150 additional National Guard members are maintaining a perimeter around the complex, bringing the total to 300.
Congress was in the process of confirming President-elect Joe Biden's Electoral College win at the time of the riot.
Stay down!
Lawmakers took cover anywhere they could.
Shots are being fired inside the Capitol chamber.
New York Congressman Tom Suozzi captured the chaos on his cell phone.
I started to leave the chamber and started to hear pop, pop, pop.
In a statement, President Trump said there will be an orderly transition on January 20th, but Washington's mayor has extended a public emergency order through Inauguration Day because of concerns of more violence. Deborah Alfarone, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Shocking footage there. Now, 3 others died of medical emergencies on the Capitol grounds yesterday. More than 50 people have been arrested so far. Now, there are also some discussions about removing President Trump from office just days before his term ends. Both sides of the aisle, including Republican Representative Adam Kinzinger and Democratic Governor J.B. Pritzker, are discussing that topic. Our local lawmakers are also responding to yesterday's attack. You can hear their reactions over on our website, ciproud.com. We're switching gears now, turning to a crime alert. Peoria police are staying very tight-lipped about the first homicide of 2021. Police discovering a body inside of a home on East High Point Place, saying that a man had obvious trauma. The neighborhood is just north of Forest Park. Now, the Peoria County coroner says he is still working to get more information to the public about this matter. Officers say they don't have any suspects at this time, but they are looking for camera footage or information about this incident. They'd like to hear from you right away if you've got any of that. You can contact them at the number at the bottom of your screen. And a health alert for you. Testing equipment from the Pekin-based Redidus Laboratories will catch new COVID-19 variants, according to the CEO. A doctor with the testing lab says that the team added a separate platform which tests for any and all viral pathogens of a sample. Redidus is saying that it's processed about 1.4 million COVID-19 tests statewide since April. Experts estimate that the COVID-19 variant from the United Kingdom is 70% more contagious and has been identified in the United States. The variant has not yet been detected in Illinois as of Tuesday, according to the Illinois Department of Public Health. Well, now that COVID-19 vaccines are becoming more available, can your job require you to get one? It's a prominent question nowadays. Peoria attorney Sean Cusack says it is legal for your employer to require you to get the COVID-19 vaccine, but he says that there are some exceptions. People who have underlying health conditions or are pregnant can be exempt through the Americans with Disabilities Act. Cusack also says some people may have religious beliefs that do not include vaccination. That matter is protected through Article 7 of the Civil Rights Act. Cusack says, while there is some gray area, you will need a strong and valid reason to refuse a required vaccination.
It would have to be, my religion doesn't allow this vaccine. It can't be, just, hey, I'm a Democrat or I'm a Republican, I don't want to get the vaccine. That's not good enough. It's not going to cut it.
And Cusack also says some employers may not require the COVID-19 vaccine, but they might encourage it. He says it could be a liability issue for the company if you get the vaccine at work and experience side effects. Well, Peoria County is preparing for an influx of deaths as the county's mobile morgue is now in use. The freezer capacity for bodies has now increased by about 56 spots. Peoria County Coroner Jamie Harwood says in 2020 there were 441 more deaths than in 2019. He says 195 of those are related to COVID-19. He adds there's also a backlog of people who just can't afford funeral costs or who may not have plans in place for a funeral. Harwood says the county is not at a crisis level right now, but it is now able to handle any influx in deaths. Well, almost a week after this past weekend's ice storms, and one Peoria family is still reeling with the effects of it. WMBD's Durante Matthews shows us the damage and how the community is now rallying around them.
I think that's what's holding everything right now, because it's kind of stuck there.
From the roof, through the bedrooms, and down to the kitchen.
I was woken up by a loud noise. At first I thought it was thunder.
But that roaring boom turned out to be a large tree smashing into her home Monday morning after the weekend's winter weather.
And I noticed that there was all kinds of wood. Went outside and I noticed all this.
Bonnie Lansing now packing up to leave her home of almost 12 years.
So I'm still kind of getting over it. I mean, it's going to take me a minute.
She says her insurance is taking care of it, but the house is now deemed a total loss, and she even had trouble looking for a new place that permits her 3 birds and 5 dogs.
The thought of just boarding them just was breaking my heart. And I didn't want to do that.
That's when her daughter Tamara went to a Facebook group asking for recommendations.
I told her, I said, I'm going to put something on that site. So I got on there, and literally within an hour, I had a place for her.
She says her and her siblings were nervous about their mom staying in a home that could collapse at any minute, but they're happy to find there are still good people willing to help out.
I was a little nervous because I can't handle anymore. And then when somebody came out, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm really glad I did this.
Bonnie and her grandkids say they're still sad to lose the house and all of the memories tied to it, but there's always room to make more in the next one. In Peoria, Durante Matthews, WMBD News.
A Tazewell County church is giving back to local workers cleaning up after the weekend winter storms. Mackinac Christian Church set up a fund with their local Casey's General Store to provide meals to workers stopping in on their breaks. That money was donated from members of the church through their Helping Hands Fund that's used to give back to the community.
It's part of how we see ourselves as Christians, as being able to be good neighbors to one another and being a support for the community. So anytime that we can offer some help or a hand, and in this case, I mean, it's more of just a gesture and message of gratitude and thankfulness.
And the pastor says that workers have already been getting meals with the fund, so it's being put to good use.